today's video, we got some exciting new specifications and details to talk about as far as the Well Played arcade brand from Well Played Toys. Now, they were kind enough to share with me some new information and detail to share with you, the consumers, to help you make up your mind this holiday season whether or not to purchase their product. So we got lots to talk about, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first up, we have their tabletop arcade unit. This is retail priced at $149.99, and I'll put product links down in the video description box below for everything we talk about today. However, this does come with a 9-inch TFT screen with a 720p screen resolution. According to their copy, it does have professional joystick and buttons. However, these are not going to be name brand buttons or joystick. And since something like that is such a gamer preference as it is, if you don't like them, simply swap them out with what you do like. This system will have a Linux system installed on it with many of your top gaming emulators built in. And of course, I know you're going to ask me next, well, what specific game emulators are on this? And for legal reasons, can't obviously answer that. However, I was assured that pretty much everything you're going to want to put on this and play on this will be available to you. So don't worry about that. It does come preloaded with 5 games, but again, it does have a main function of supporting over 10,000 different games that you can download and install on your own. All you have to do is simply put your games on a USB thumb drive, plug it into the machine, and then you can install your games that way. Or if you want to connect to the micro USB port, you can connect it directly to your PC or your MacBook, and then you could sideload your game ROMs that way. It does have a mono high quality speaker with adjustable volume control. If you're looking at this and you're thinking, I'm not a big fan of the artwork, don't worry, because they will have customizable art templates made available to the consumers. That way you can design and print your own artwork to put on this tabletop arcade. There will be button and joystick mapping configuration options to you, even for the games you add on this, not only including the 5 built-in games. So you don't have to worry about playing games with a weird, wonky button configuration. You can correct that on the fly for all your additional add-on games. So that is an amazing feature that is going to make this a much more versatile system overall. And it does come fully assembled in the box, so there is no assembly. You'll simply just take it out of the box, plug it into the wall, and you will be good to go. There is no built-in battery or anything like that, so you will have to be connected to the wall adapter to play this device. And again, we have a more close-up shot of it here, and as you can see, it does have the protective acrylic overlay on the control panel, making sure you don't rub away any of the graphics. And it's a good-looking little bar top machine. I mean, it's not going to take up a whole lot of space. It's got everything you need, your basic 6 action buttons, your start and select, aka your coin and your start button or whatever. So everything you need to know, everything you need to have to play thousands of games on the fly. Next up, we have their tabletop pinball device. Now, this is a very interesting little device because it has a 19-inch TFT screen, and it does have 1366 by 768 screen resolution. It has the video simulated pinball with 3D graphics, so this is virtual pinball, this is not a mechanical pinball. Shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. It has actual plunger and flipper buttons. Now this tabletop unit, again, you'll notice on the front it has a button for the plunger and as opposed to an actual physical plunger. And it does have a nudge button on the right hand side for simulated tilt features. Now there is no built-in accelerometer or anything like that, so for nudging and tilting things of that nature, you will have to hit that button and it simulates the effect. It does come preloaded with 27 Zaccaria pinball tables already installed on it, and there also will be the ability to download and install new playfields directly through the table or through a computer to load via USB. The USB port additionally does support charging, so if you want to plug in your cell phone while you're playing some pinball, you can do that on the fly. It has built-in Wi-Fi connectivity, so again, you can download and install more games that way, or you could sideload them via USB. It has 8 gigabytes of internal storage. Now the back box is illuminated, but there is no secondary DMD screen. So that is the big omission here, is that there is no secondary playfield screen or DMD. It has a mono speaker with volume control. Now Well Played Toys is well aware of the customer feedback that they don't have a secondary playfield or a DMD screen and they need one, and they will be looking to add something like that as an additional option for future versions down the line. As far as product dimensions and specifications, well, this is 14 inches wide, 22 inches deep, 16 inches tall at the top of the back box, and it weighs 17.5 pounds. Now, some of the Zaccaria tables will have their mature content edited, so some of these older tables, if you're familiar with them, do have a couple of scantily clad females on them, and they will be dressed appropriately on these tables. What might be a shock to some though is this machine will come completely disassembled and flat packed. That means you will 100% have a lot of time invested in putting this together, because it will take you about 45 minutes to an hour to put together, but all you'll need is a basic screwdriver, which is very handy. And for perspective and scale, here's a nice image of a young teenage boy playing this on a tabletop. So as you can see, it's a pretty nice sized unit. Next up, we have their classic pinball table. Now this has a 24-inch TFT screen as well, 1080p screen resolution, 60 frames per second. The tabletop version is also running 60 frames per second on all their table games. So this has a realistic look and feel and is sized approximately about 85% scale of a standard pinball machine. It has an actual mechanical plunger with real flipper buttons, so whereas the tabletop version had that push button for the plunger, this one actually has a spring-loaded mechanical plunger, which is nice. Has the same 27 built-in Zaccaria pinball playfields, but again, it does have that ability to download and install other playfields later. And there is USB support, again, that doubles as a charging station, so you could also plug in your phone or whatever. Built-in Wi-Fi, 8 gigabytes of internal storage, just like the tabletop version. And again, just like the tabletop version, it does have an illuminated backbox display. However, there is no DMD on it, so all the scoring will be kept on the playfield during gameplay. This does, however, have stereo speakers as opposed to the mono speaker on the tabletop version, and there will be, of course, volume control on it. Now, the tabletop version and the classic pinball version both have acrylic overlays on top of the playfield to keep them protected from anything. And then the product dimensions for this classic pinball, again, this is a larger scale device. This is 23.5 inches wide, almost 40 inches deep, 65.5 inches tall, and 55 pounds in weight. Now this does come partially assembled. All you essentially have to do is attach the legs to the main body, set the back box on there, and then connect one wire, and you'll be up and running. So much less involved in the tabletop version as far as installation, and there will be leveling feet on the pinball legs. If for whatever reason you place this on an uneven surface, you'll be able to level it out. Now you will be able to purchase additional table packs online, whether it be on your computer to download onto a USB stick and then put it on the device, or if you want to download directly or purchase directly through the table via the Wi-Fi, you can also do that. Pricing and availability for additional pinball packs is still being decided right now, so can't share that information with you. However, it is of note that Well Played Toys will also be looking to have their own tables created based on existing licensed intellectual properties that they currently already possess. And as far as the 27 built-in tables for both the tabletop and the classic pinball machine, here is your look at the official Zaccaria 27 pinball listing. These are all physical, real-world tables that existed, very retro in nature, so if you grew up in the 70s and 80s playing pinball, you'll be very familiar with these tables. Next up is their exciting interactive coffee table. Now this has a 24-inch TFT screen, 1080p screen resolution, and it has an adjustable 60-degree angle display. It's a full multi-touch screen, Android-based system, so essentially it's a 24-inch tablet that also doubles as a secondary monitor because it does have an HDMI input, so you can plug in things like your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Nintendo Switch, or whatever, plug it in there, and then go ahead and play on the fly. It does have built-in Wi-Fi, has 2 USB ports that again support charging, so you can plug in your cell phone or other peripherals if you want. It does have built-in stereo speakers, however, if you don't like the sound of them, you can easily connect a Bluetooth speaker and get much more preferred audiophile quality out of those speakers. And the operating system is again Android, so for anybody that's already familiar with the Android universe, it's very simple to download all sorts of great applications, things like your email, Netflix, tabletop games, I mean, you name it, this will be able to do all sorts of great things. And it does have a reinforced spill-resistant glass top, so it's not an acrylic protective layer, it is an actual glass top. Now this doesn't mean that this machine is waterproof, but you'll be able to set a glass on there and wipe off any kind of condensation or any issues. Unfortunately, this won't make it in time for the holiday season 2020. Well Played Toys was really anxious to get this out there, but unfortunately due to the pandemic, it's just not gonna be able to make it to market for this holiday season. So this will be an early 2021 release. Now, the screen folds flush into the table, as you'll already notice, and it has a very nice, sturdy industrial hinge setup. That way you don't have to worry about it collapsing or smashing your fingers or anything like that. It smoothly lifts up and it smoothly lifts down to where it sits flushly inside the table. Again, it does have 8 gigabytes internal storage on the table. However, because of those USB ports, you will be able to expand that. So if you wanted to plug in a USB hard drive or something like that, you could have, you know, tons and tons of storage to put whatever applications, games, or what have you on this device. You're looking at this and you're thinking, brown's not my color. Well, don't worry, they will have different colors available in the future. However, just to get this to market first, they are going to go with just the brown color. And if you don't like it, you can always paint it. Very simple. Product dimensions for this device: 29 inches wide, 18.75 inches deep, 16.5 inches high, and 61 pounds in weight. Now, it's very easy to assemble. Essentially, all you're going to have to do is attach the sides, put on the bottom shelf, and then you'll be ready to go. And lastly, Well Played Arcade brand is available through GameStop for ordering, as well as Hammacher Schlemmer and Wayfair. Now they're looking to expand those retailers as well into the future, into 2021. And some people have already noticed and made comments about Well Played Toys not updating their social media or their website. Well, that's because Well Played Toys is focusing on getting their products out to the market first and foremost for Q4 2020. That's their main focus more than anything. But they will be relaunching their website and their marketing efforts in 2021. Now, all these products do come with a 30-day manufacturer warranty, and QA and product helpline contacts are already in place and will be available for all consumers should there be any issues with the product upon receipt. And guys, that does it for today's video update. Hope you found the information helpful. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Well Played Arcade brand and these products. If you found the information helpful, make sure you like and share this video. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.